Okay, on Wednesday I asked what's missing from the food we eat. Today I'm cooking the answer. Welcome to the Polar Kitchen. I'm Chef Ben, Polar Chef Ben. On Wednesday we talked about how industrial food strips out wild terroir, soul, and connection. Today we're putting it back in. This is the Cloudberry and Goat Cheese Flatbread, sweet, tangy, and Arctic. It's the signature polar bite we serve on the Lofoten food tours. If you want to cook along, grab the recipes. Although there are no recipes, I'm just gonna kind of do it. And vote on the dish, click in the link in the pinned comment. So we have this, just set the camera, I find the best place to set the camera. So I have these cloudberries that I'm going to use. They were frozen. But the thing about cloudberries is that you have to pick them. Where's the best place to put the camera here? You have to pick them one by one. There's not really a machine that can harvest these. So it's a bit tricky to do it by machine. It's only by hand. And usually when people find cloudberry spots, they don't share with anyone. And I also have some of this goat cheese that I want to try out with this. And then I'm going to make some flatbread. So I think we start with the flatbread. Just going to kind of do it. So I'm going to take some cold water. I'm going to add some flour to it. A little bit of salt, I think. I have this sea salt. Just a little bit, like a pinch. Put that in there. Then I'm gonna add some flour. And then I'm gonna mix that around a little bit. Make it so you can see what I'm doing here. There, that's a better view. So I'm just mixing up this dough. You see, that's too wet. So we need a little bit more flour. It should be like able to be rolled out, like a pizza dough almost. And then that's also much better. So then we have this flatbread. It's coming together. I'm just going to make it into a dough. Then I'm going to roll it, knead it so that I work the gluten a little bit, and then I'll let it rest and then after that I'll start to make the cloudberry jam. And then we just need to cut the cheese. There's not much we need to do with the goat cheese because it's already ready. Welcome everyone who's joining. Today I'm preparing a polar bite with cloudberries. You only find these in the Arctic. Goat cheese. And I'm making some flatbread now. So it's a bit sticky, so it needs to get a little bit more firm. Just using regular all-purpose flour. Yeah, that looks good. And then we just put some of this on the table. And we're going to just work it, roll it out, knead it until it's like a nice dough. And then I'm going to also add a little bit of olive oil. So this is the olive oil. Just put a little bit inside there. And then just start to work it. Still a little bit wet. So add some more flour just to firm it up. It shouldn't be too wet and it shouldn't be too dry. It should be like right in the middle there. Add some more, just work this. Yeah, so that feels about right. But I think it's still a little sticky, so I'm gonna add some more flour. And all I did was add, welcome everyone who's joining. This is the Polar Kitchen. I'm doing an Arctic bite today with polar bread. I'm making the dough now, right here with you. It's just a little bit of salt, some cold water, flour, and then I just put a little bit of olive oil in there. And now I'm just kneading it, because the reason we do this is so that the gluten gets worked, and then the dough, it's like softer. If you don't do this step, then the dough can be very stiff. So it won't be like a soft bread. So we need to work this for a little bit. And have you ever made your own bread? Cool. Hello, SS Whoosh. Cool. Yes. Have you made your own bread before, SS Whoosh? Yeah, it still feels a little bit wet, so I'm gonna add some more flour. I'm just working it, working the gluten. This is gonna be the polar bread. So basically it's just gonna be a flat bread. I'm just gonna fry it. And first I need to make it so it can sit. Then we're gonna make the jam. We have these cloudberries, and then we have goat cheese. So it's like tangy, sweet, and then it's gonna be the bread. It's gonna be hopefully a little bit crispy after we fry it. Still sticky, so I'm adding some more flour. This apron, my friend Teddy gave it to me. It's a really nice apron. It's like all leather, and he just called me, like he's getting married. He's from, hello, Sopdim, how are you? Welcome. He's from Eritrea, and he's getting married today. So he just called me from his wedding. It's so beautiful. It's a very big wedding, and I was so proud showing him that I'm wearing this apron. He spent like 2,000 kroners. That's almost like $200 on this apron for me. And I felt bad because I never used it. So I think now I'm going to use this apron when I go live in my Polar Kitchen. And then it was just cool that he was getting married. I put the apron on and he called me. It was almost like he knew that I was wearing the apron or something. And then I'm making polar bread. So you can see it's coming together like a nice dough. But I still think it feels a bit sticky. So we need a little bit more flour. But I also don't want to make it too tough. I think we're just going to I think that's about right. So we just keep working it. Still sticky. So put a little bit more. That should be it there. Yeah, that feels about right. So now I'm working the gluten. I've been doing this for what, about 5 minutes? Yeah, 4 or 5 minutes. I would say it just needs it's almost there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more olive oil. So this was just water, cold water, flour, a little bit of salt, and some olive oil. Now it feels good. So then that's about right. I'm going to put it back into the bowl, but before I do that, I put some olive oil. I put this back in the bowl, and then I let it rest. Wash my hands. And then I'm going to cover it with plastic, and then it can rest while I make the jam. And also I'm going to cut the goat cheese. And then once the jam is ready, then we'll start to fry this bread here. And then we're going to see how it tastes, because I'm curious about the combination. Like goat cheese is a bit sour. Does anybody like goat cheese? Maybe you don't even like goat cheese. It's totally different than cow cheese. But in Lofoten, where I'm at now, goat cheese is very popular because they have a lot of goats here. They have a lot of lambs here. So it's very, very popular. And actually, we have some of the best goat cheese. Ours wins awards, and they get a lot of awards for it. So now I just let this dough cover. We set it to the side. I'm going to clean this mess up so that way it's not a big mess for us at the end. We just need to get this, yeah, you can use this. Then I cover this one. So then this is the cloudberries. In case you're just joining, these ones you can only pick by hand. You can't use a machine, and they only grow in the Arctic. And they're very nice. They're a bit sour. It's kind of like a, how would you describe it? It's like a mix between an orange and a raspberry and maybe a kiwi. It's very citrusy. And I have this goat cheese that we're going to use. First, I just clean up a little bit here after the dough, after making the bread. And then we're going to move to the jam. Okay, put that up there. And then I have this one, so I can just slide it down. There. Now we can move on to the jam. Just give it a wipe down. Okay, now it's clean. Now let's move to the jam. So, need a pot. Then I'm going to add the cloudberries in there. So you can see them in there. Then I just add a little bit of sugar. Just a little bit. That's like maybe 1 tablespoon maybe. And then I also have this vanilla sugar. So I'm going to use a little bit of vanilla sugar. Like maybe 1 teaspoon. There. And then I'm just going to put this on the stove. So, yeah, turn on the fire. We let that cook down. Then we can start to prepare this goat cheese. But I don't think I need to slice all of it. So things go pretty quick. So we take Like this, I have the cheese I can start to slice, and I grab a plate. This one here. Yes. Let me take a knife. Show you what the goat cheese tastes like. So it's just like that. And this is goat's milk, and then they take out the whey. And what happens is when they take out this whey, they create another cheese from it called brown cheese. But it's not actually cheese, it's from a sugar. But it's very popular here. So then maybe I have a piece of the brown cheese. So this is the brown cheese, and it can be made from, this one is mixed with cow milk and also goat milk. But it's not a true cheese, but it's very popular in Norway, and it's the sugar that comes from when you make this kind of cheese. There's like a whey that's left over, so they turn that whey into this kind of cheese. And I think that's very interesting, so nothing goes to waste. And this one is very nice. It's like it's basically like if you take this sweet condensed milk and you cook it till it becomes caramel. That's basically what it tastes like. And then just the regular goat cheese, we'll taste that. So we have all of the flavor profiles. So this is just the goat cheese. It's very tangy. It's very earthy. It's very nice. I like goat cheese, but not everybody's a fan of goat cheese. So, it is what it is. Then we have this jam is cooking here. I can show you. So there we have this jam. This is the cloudberries, and it needs about 10 minutes, I would say. So cloudberries, basically I added the frozen cloudberries. It's sugar, a splash of water. I need a little bit of water in there. We'll add that now. Just so it's not so thick. There we go. A little bit of water. And then we will take that. The cloudberries, they can't be mass farmed. So you have to go into the Arctic marsh, pick them yourself. And people are very particular about the places where cloudberries grow. So when somebody finds some, they don't tell anyone else. So what we're cooking, hello, welcome. Goat cheese is delicious. Yes, I agree. I see. I see Scold. Is that it? 18. I'm making an Arctic bite with cloudberries, goat cheese, and I made this polar bread here that I'm going to fry. And we want to taste how it comes together, because I do tours, and I have food tours here in Lofoten, and we have polar bites. So we're looking for new inspiration. I'm planning to write a cookbook. So my Polar Kitchen on Sunday is basically trying out these different ideas and seeing how they work. So in here we had some sugar, like 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla sugar, and a little bit of water. So that's almost ready. And then I think we can start to fry the bread. I'm gonna fry the bread here, so I will start to warm up the pan, and I'm just gonna use this olive oil, and I'm going to roll the bread out. Let's see here. Then we have the goat cheese. You can see that. Okay, and yeah, they carry the taste. So these berries, they carry the taste of the land. And my question for you, Chad, is have you ever foraged for berries in the wild? Just drop a thumbs up if you have, or a thumbs down if you haven't had a chance to forage for berries yet. And then while the jam simmers, we're going to roll out the dough, and we're going to keep an eye on the jam, and we're going to let it reduce naturally. So let's move on to the polar bread. I don't want to cut this. Yeah, we can just leave this. I think I'll put this for here for now. So that's the goat cheese. This was the brown cheese. Set that to the side. So we're going to cut. So I think we're going to start to roll out the dough and to fry it. And yes, next step is that the jam is just about ready. You can see it there. It's already boiling. It looks great. We need to taste it. So you can see the berries are quite, let's get a good angle there. So these are cloudberries. They're from the Arctic, and you have to pick them one by one. Yep. They're crunchy. So they have like some kind of seeds inside. It's a bit sour. It's a little sweet from the sugar, but naturally they're sour. And it's like, I would say, a mix between a raspberry and it's like it's crunchy, so you don't expect the crunch. So it also gives texture to the dish. Now let's roll out this flatbread. There we go. So we're going to, we use this one. So this was the dough that I made earlier. Welcome everyone if you're just joining. I'm making some polar bread. We're going to try it with the cloudberries, and we're going to try it with some goat cheese. And this is going to be a potential polar bite. We're just tasting out the flavor profile. This was the polar bread that I made. So now I'm just going to cut some off and fry it up. You don't need a big piece, just a little piece. Try those two. And then we're just going to, put it out, and we're going to fry them off and see how they taste. I think it was perfect. Probably should have put some flour down so it doesn't stick. But we're going to go with it. Put a little flour, I think, because it's sticking. So I could have probably put a little bit more flour inside, but overall I think it's okay. I think if we combine those two to make one piece. Yeah, it's a bit sticky, but we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna fry that. So the pan is on here. Let me just get the camera right. So we turn this one here. Welcome everyone if you're just joining. I'm cooking some polar bites here. So I'm gonna fry the polar bread now. You can see there in the pan. I'm just gonna use some olive oil. A little bit of olive oil. And then the dough is gonna go inside. The thinner it is, the better it probably is. So I'm just trying to thin it out with my hand. Let me just put it inside there. Yep. Then I just wash my hands. So now the bread is frying. Everything looks great. This Cloudberry jam is ready. So we fry this bread, we see how it turns out. We're plating up soon, everybody. We're plating up soon. We're gonna put the cheese on it. So it's like basically to try the flavors together. It's gonna be sweet, tangy, also crunchy. There's a lot of different interesting flavors going on there. So that's why we wanna see how it all works together. And then when the jam is thick, so the pan is hot, I'm frying the bread. And now we can put it together. I need something to turn over this bread. A few more minutes. I think I want to add a little bit of sea salt to the bread just to give it some texture. So I put that on. I think we're going to turn it. I really wanted it to be, a bit browner. So we'll give it a second or two, let it go. And then I'm going to cut some, as soon as that's ready, the bread we'll put inside the plate. And then we'll slice down the cheese. We'll garnish it with the berries. And then we're going to give it a taste and see what everybody thinks. Let's see here. So the bread is just about ready. And then okay, I think that's ready now, so I'm going to turn it. Yeah. So now we cook it on the other side. And this for sure, like if you don't have cloudberries, then you don't have to worry. You can use like lingonberries if you have, or blackberries, sour cherry preserves. Or if you want to use a soft cheese or a feta cheese, for example, it doesn't have to be goat cheese and it doesn't have to be Cloudberries. It's just that I have Cloudberries and goat cheese here because in Lofoten it's very common. But if you don't have it, then you don't have to worry. You just use what you have in your place. Yeah, a few more minutes. Then I need a spoon for the jam. And like the thing is, I really want to do more of these polar bites, and I want to offer them on the tour. So we have tours here in Lofoten. We go see Lofoten, we taste polar bites, and like I won't prepare these during the tour. They would already be prepared. But most of the polar bites will be cold because it's much more difficult to take warm bites out. It's easier to take cold bites out. So I need to check also some warm, but most of them are cold, and we need to find a way to maintain the quality, because to serve something hot means it has to stay at a certain temperature, and it's much more complicated to do that when you are on the road. So we go out and we're seeing Lofoten and we're tasting polar bites. Yeah, that's perfect. So I wanted to have that kind of color on the other side as well. And now we're coming together. We're going to put I think what I want to do is I don't want to serve that whole piece like that, so I'm going to cut it. So I switch it back to here. Then you can see what happens. Now I'm going to take this polar bread and we're going to cut a piece off, and then I'm going to slice it, because we don't need much, right? It's just me. If you were here, then we could eat it all. There. And then I'll take this, just put a piece of that there, leave the rest of it there, and I'll take a piece of this. Yes, welcome everyone. Now we're plating up. So we have this polar bread that I made. This is a goat cheese, and we have this Cloudberry homemade jam that we made. So we're going to taste and see how it comes together. So then I just need a piece of this cheese. There. Also, we put some of this jam on it. Oh, that's beautiful. And then we need some greens. Something green to go on top of it. So I'm going to get something to garnish it. I have some parsley here. I think this is enough. Like, what else do we need after this? So then we have some parsley. It's ready. Let's do the tasting. So I switch it back. So now we're gonna taste it, see what the verdict is. I'm quite excited. This is what happens when the wild kitchen meets fat, acid, earth, and crunch. So now we're going to taste it. And like I said, if you don't have Cloudberries and you don't have goat cheese, then you can use some different berries. You can use a different white cheese. Let's give it a taste. Here we go. Goat cheese, Cloudberries, and homemade polar bread. Oh, that's nice. It's really nice. It's like creamy, tangy, crunchy. You can see the Cloudberries. These you have to pick by hand. Oh, I really like it. I really like it. I just need to wash my hands. Yeah, that goat cheese just gives it a very interesting flavor, which is what I'm looking for. And I think it worked out well. Actually, I think it worked out well. I want to thank you for gathering in the kitchen with me today. If this resonated with you, head over to the link in the pinned comment below. Join us in the square. Next Wednesday on Arctic Coffee Break, we're asking who runs the world. A chef's honest take on the system, the 5%, and how to step off the train. Same place, same time. I'm Polar Chef Ben. I'm going to see you next time, everybody. Take care.